Aloha, I'm Taylor Kaaumoana, and I'm running for State House Representative, District 37. This is an exciting journey and very grateful to see a lot of new faces, new candidates, and people stepping up to learn more about what's going on in the legislature and how to be a part of it. So I'm just encouraged to be able to meet new people and be a part of this community, working with what Hawaii has solutions for and being able to support that. I know there's been a lot of things going on, and from this perspective of volunteering and helping in campaigns and now running for office, it's been an extremely just humbling opportunity. And so for my area, District 37, it's parts of Waipio, Koa Ridge, and parts of Mililani. And for us, we want to see just a better future for Hawaii, and that means everybody being able to participate, from the session to creating bills to testifying for the hearings and seeing who's on what committee and how can we team up with those that are in support with Hawaii. So I'm grateful again for this opportunity, running for State House Representative, District 37. I'm here for the long haul and long-term goals. Excited for all that Hawaii is doing, and much aloha. This is Taylor Kaaumoana.
Youth advocates have been trying to get flavored tobacco and vape products banned statewide in Hawaii for years, but nothing much has changed. What will you do to make this happen and protect kids' health?
Unfortunately, flavored tobacco and vape products have not been banned from Hawaii. The youth has been advocating for this ban for many years, and I am just so grateful that I got to meet a bunch of them, and I had actually encouraged them to run for office or to intern at the legislature, and that would help protect our keiki, and just having them being advocates for bettering their health. We can focus more on how to go about making this ban with creating bills with them, and I support what they're doing, going alongside of them, getting their perspective on what we should be doing, and that's how we're going to make the laws in Hawaii just a better place.
I see a lot of homeless people in our community, and it really bothers me. If you get elected, how will you help them find homes and get the support they need?
It really is heartbreaking to see houseless people in our community. If I'm elected, that means that there'll be more opportunity to connect with those in different departments, especially in the department that focuses on reaching out to those that are homeless. And we were able to bring that back to our community, and not just my district, but a lot of the districts who reach out with a phone call, email, or on social media on how they want to help support the needs of homeless people. And there's many homes coming up right now. So I'm grateful for what the departments are doing to help, but we can always just give them the respect and love that they need by offering water, a conversation, just a lending of the ear, for sharing their testimonies and their stories. And to me, that's a big impact. I'm grateful for that.
Why is food so expensive in Hawaii compared to other places? What would you do to help families like mine afford healthier food?
That's a great question. And for an example, it's Senator ʻEwa. He is doing the growing of trees on the east side. And for healthier food, I think we should be growing plants to eat wherever we can in whatever space that we have, whether it's in our homes, our backyard, or even in a community center. Food is really expensive in Hawaii, I think because we lack supporting our farmers and those in agriculture, and that's just the reality of why we are importing so many food, which actually goes to waste because of the travel time. So I'm definitely encouraged to just keep growing more food and working with our farmers and getting incentives to grow healthier food here in Hawaii.
Aloha, I'm Lauren Cheape Matsumoto, and I am running for re-election to the Hawaii State House of Representatives. Now, more than ever, we need legislators who have both the experience and the vision to lead our communities into a safe, sustainable, and thriving economy. My dedication to our community is stronger than ever, and I always advocate for the best interests of the families in our state. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve our community in the Hawaii State Legislature for the past 12 years, and I humbly ask for your continued support. I've been honored to represent the community of Mililani, where I was born and raised. I attended Mililani Waina Elementary School. I was the very first class at the middle school when there were only 2 buildings and no sidewalks, and I graduated as a 3-sport athlete from Mililani High School. I then went on to the University of Hawaii, where I majored in film and minored in business and Japanese, and where I also played wahine water polo. I went on to complete my master's in business administration, as well as my doctorate in organizational leadership. My background growing up in Mililani and my education are some of the reasons I am prepared to continue serving as your State House representative. Like many women legislators before me, I had an unorthodox path to politics. I was always inspired by the work of my grandmother, who was the first female director of agriculture in Hawaii under both Governor Ariyoshi and Governor Waihe'e. But it was actually after winning Miss Hawaii in 2011 that my interest in public service really began to develop in tangible ways. During that year, I spent a great deal of time working with legislators on various issues at the Capitol and in the community. I had the unique opportunity to see how legislation started with listening to the community, creating legislation for their benefit, and championing the causes on our community's behalf. As your State House representative, I have made it my top priority to always be available to listen to the issues that matter most to you and work together for our community. But I know that actions speak louder than words. So as a representative, I have always been committed to listening to feedback, discussing concerns, providing resources, and updating the community with news from the Capitol. From these conversations, the top issues for Mililani include the cost of living, housing, support for businesses and jobs, reducing crime, education, and government transparency. As a wife and mother raising my children in this community, I personally experience and understand these issues and have been advocating for solutions at the legislature. Another really important thing for me as a legislator is the time that I get to invest in our community. Whether I'm reading to kids at schools, helping out at a food distribution center, or talking with kupuna about their concerns, all of these experiences not only help to serve the needs of each individual, it also helps me create legislation to meet the needs of our community as a whole. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve my community in the Hawaii State Legislature, and I've been able to see firsthand how important it is to have a diverse body of legislators committed to working together to make laws. I have remained dedicated to my job as a representative for the past 12 years, and I am committed to continue making a difference for the community of Mililani. I see public service as an incredible opportunity to give back to the community where I was born and raised, and where I'm now raising my children. Since I was first elected, I have worked effectively to serve you and be an influential voice in the legislature. For more information, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube at Lauren for Hawaii, or go to my website, laurenforhawaii.com. Mahalo, and I humbly ask for your support.
Why is food so expensive in Hawaii compared to other places? What would you do to help families like mine afford healthier food?
Why food is so expensive in Hawaii is a really interesting question, and I have a background in agriculture. My family owned Peterson's Upland Farm in Wahiawa. We were an egg farm for 114 years, and unfortunately just this year we had to close our doors. And it's because there's a lot of policies that we pass in the state that make it so difficult to do business. And we don't always think of our farmers as business people, but they really are. And so in order to be able to have families be able to afford healthier food and make it less expensive, we really need to focus on our business policies in our state and be able to support our farmers to be able to produce the best possible food at the best possible price.
My parents both have to work more than one job just to support our family. Why is that? And what would you do to help families not have to struggle so much?
This is a really important question, and one that I get probably the most when I'm out in the community is, how can our families make it? How can we do more than just survive, but truly thrive? And I think there's many ways to do it, but one of the things that we can do is to eliminate the general excise tax on food and medical services. Hawaii is one of the only states that tax food and medical services, and those things are necessities. They're not wants, it's what people need to continue on in their daily life. The other thing is really looking into our housing. One of the biggest hurdles to allow people into buying their own home is that down payment. And so a bill that I introduced in the legislature for the last few years is for the Individual Housing Account Program, which helps you to save pre-tax dollars, which means you get like a third of your money back, so you can save up quicker in order to get a down payment. And so if we can meet our families with their food, their medical services, and their housing, we can really work to push everybody forward and make sure we thrive.
Aloha, my name is Rose Martinez and I am the current state representative for District 40, which encompasses the area of ʻEwa, ʻEwa Beach, and Iroquois Point. In the House of Representatives, I also serve as the Vice Chair of Culture, Arts, and International Affairs, while also serving on the committees on Labor and Government Operations, Education, and Higher Education and Technology. Born and raised in the Philippines, I migrated to Hawaii 40 years ago, and I am a longtime resident of ʻEwa Beach. As a former educator and a health professional, I have a bachelor's degree in medical technology and a master's degree in public health from the University of Hawaii School of Public Health. I attended Argosy University and Grand Canyon University, pursuing my doctorate degree in organizational leadership. I belong to many Filipino organizations that serve the needs not only of our kababayans, but also the community at large. I am seeking re-election to continue to serve the community and to continue the capital improvement projects I was able to secure for the schools in my district, and to improve the education system, to help our kids, to prepare them for the globally competitive workforce, create jobs and better working conditions for the workforce. In 2022, I was honored to have been trusted with the voters of the district to represent their interests in our state government. This has been a tremendous honor that I do not take lightly. I am proud to say that as a first-time representative, I was able to secure much-needed funding and resources for our public schools in the district, as well as I introduced legislation on behalf of the people in my district. I proudly cast my vote that approved the biggest tax break for working-class people in Hawaii. People working hard just to get by because of the rising cost of food, medicine, housing, and everything else. Additionally, I am proud to author the Malama Polua license plate bill to restore the Pearl Harbor abundance and creating a layup partnership to support collaborative efforts in protecting our aloha aina. I supported new laws that will improve reimbursement to pay out hospitals, clinics, care homes, community foster homes, independent doctors, and the PRNs. I will continue to support funding to build more affordable housing and shelters to restore homelessness and provide the necessary programs and services for our homeless population, and to bolster our public school system and infrastructure projects to strengthen our economy. I am steadfast in working with community stakeholders and the U.S. military tackling our health concerns regarding lead contamination in Polua Range Training Facility. Collaborative efforts with the city and the state are needed to address the safety concerns of our kids walking and biking to school and public safety. While we were able to accomplish many things together, we have so much more that we could get done for our community and the state. I am committed to continue working with our school leaders and the state to close the gap on facility and maintenance issues. I also am committed to continue facilitating the discussion and actions pertaining to the environmental issues with the military and elsewhere in the district. Most importantly, I look forward to finding ways to help our working families in the state by improving access to locally grown food, good paying jobs, and truly affordable housing. For more information, visit www.wasforever.com. Mahalo!
Youth advocates have been trying to get flavored tobacco and vape products banned statewide in Hawaii for years, but nothing much has changed. What will you do to make this happen and protect kids' health?
It is clear that vaping and other flavored tobacco products are a serious health and education that should have been addressed years ago. I introduced a bill that would have targeted vaping in schools. Unfortunately, the bill was not heard, but I intend on continuing to seek redress to this issue. I think it should be noted that enforcement policy alone cannot address this issue effectively. It is important to note that a ban on these specific tobacco products should also include said efforts. I know that there are a number of legislators who are still very interested in preventing our children in the state engaged in vaping and tobacco in general, and I look forward to working with them.
I see a lot of homeless people in our community, and it really bothers me. If you get elected, how will you help them find homes and get the support they need?
One important strategy that the city and the state needs to continue to commit to is focusing on addressing the medical and substance abuse issues as well as the issue of immediate housing. We need wraparound services that would help making shelters and various housing options more successful. We need to ensure that we fund mental health and substance abuse components to these programs, which are absolutely vital to giving people the best chance to stay off the street.
Aloha, my name is Christian Ulufanua, and I'm running for the 40th District House of Representatives. I wanted to start with why I'm here and why you should vote for an independent candidate. While walking door to door in our community, the number one question was, why should I vote for you versus me voting for the party I've been loyal to my whole life? Well, it's simple, because I'm here to represent you, not the Democrats, not the Republicans. I'm here to represent we the people, and that change starts with all of us. For example, teachers. Teachers deserve way more than what they're getting. The governor allocated billions of dollars to go to schools, but we don't see that go to the benefit of the educators that are on the front lines every day. And what about the blue-collar workers, working hard to keep our streets safe and clean and our community running? Where's the real plan that includes better pay, more resources, and support for the people that are doing the work? I'm not saying just throwing money into infrastructure projects like school fields, buildings. I'm talking about things that matter, things that happen in the classroom now. Maybe we need to allocate funds directly to teachers, whether it's better pay, rental, or mortgage assistance, and just ensuring that our school has resources for the teachers rather than reaching in their own pockets. I also wanted to address the healthcare workers, the nurses and caregivers who are fighting every day and going on strike every turn of the corner. These aren't easy jobs, and yet we're hearing about these pay gaps, especially here in Hawaii. And why is that? These jobs are critical to our state's well-being, and they should be compensated fairly. I think we need to step up as a community, not only in representation, but also for them. I'm not here also to bash unions. I want to talk about unions. I think they play an important role ensuring our workers are protected, but I also want to know if they're being represented for the full advocacy for more transparency and the best results. I think it's also time for unions to step up for their workers and truly being taken care of for their workers. In our community, we have the Kupono Solar Project. I wanted to dive into that because it's one of the biggest things in our district. Over 131 acres dedicated to this solar farm that's powering 42 megawatts, over 10,000 homes, in a district immediately next door of 3,000 homes. We don't even see the change in our utility bills for a project like that. And why is that? Well, the answer is simple. Department of Utility is working with HECO, where eventually when the savings should be reaching us, they're reaching somewhere else. What's the point of having a 42 megawatt solar panel if you're not going to be able to benefit from that? If I'm elected, I'd like to make those things accountable. I'd like to keep that thing transparent for all, and hopefully we'll be able to deserve and see a lower bill. That's where I want our energy dollars going. For our kids, I may not have children right now, but I deeply think about them every day. I think about the housing where they'll be in 10 to 20 years, how they'll be able to maintain a general household when things like that aren't really given to our community. I want to make sure that local families have priority when it comes to the homes in our market. I prefer that we stop outside investors from snapping up the properties and driving up the prices. In so many words, we need to keep Hawaii for Hawaiians. And that means focusing on policies that benefit our community, not just the developers, but also the community in its whole. Our kids need to learn how to manage their future, their finances, how to run a household, and make informed decisions about their future. It's not about just the classroom, but it's also about prepping them for life. In my community involvement, I'm not just running to make noise in the state capitol. I'm mostly running to be in the community working with you all. I don't really want to get caught up in the politician stuff, but I know there's a place for it. I want to be about involvement, getting to the community, engaged, finding solutions for everyone. And I want to make sure things like Campbell High School is supported in more than just sports, but academics, community outreach, and future opportunities for the kids. Bottom line, this campaign isn't just about me, it's about us. It's about representing we the people. So I'm just asking for 1,000 people in our community to commit. I need 1,000 people who can commit to fixing our schools, lowering our energy bills, and making our future bright. In ʻEwa Beach, the 40th district, I know our community is strong, but I'd like us to be strong together, happy, and looking forward for a future in our hands. Thank you for your time and support and believing in our future for all of us. My name is Christian Ulufanua, running for the House of 40th District. Aloha.
Youth advocates have been trying to get flavored tobacco and vape products banned statewide in Hawaii for years, but nothing much has changed. What will you do to make this happen and protect kids' health?
Okay, listen up, little childrens. You need to be focused on something else other than tobacco. If that's your main concern day to day, then you might be a little distracted. As long as you want to take care of your health, you should focus on your own health, focus on your education, focus on your physical and spiritual health by participating in extracurricular physical activities and going to church if need be, or therapy. That's where you're going to see the best help for your health. What am I going to do to make this happen? I'm going to be an advocate. I'm going to tell you to your face, you need to throw the vape away, you need to get out of the vape store, and you need to focus on the things in front of you for a great and healthy future.
I see a lot of homeless people in our community, and it really bothers me. If you get elected, how will you help them find homes and get the support they need?
Don't be bothered, be encouraged. Keep your hearts to them, and hopefully we'll be able to give them the help. But it's an individual's right to choose whether or not they want to be placed in a home or not, or seek that support. It's important that we take that consideration it's also important that you embrace that. I'm not saying be complacent for homelessness, but embrace the opportunity to help others. Maybe sometimes a nice arm reach and reach out yourself is a good step forward. If elected, how will I be able to help them? In our community, I'm hoping to reach out to every single homeless person individually, asking what they need, what they want, and trying to give them a pathway for that to be accomplished. If it's out of my hands, and it's in God's hands. Thank you.
Why is food so expensive in Hawaii compared to other places? What would you do to help families like mine afford healthier food?
It's expensive because we don't make it here. We don't make enough. To my auntie in Maui, who has a kalo farm, we could be utilizing her tenfold, but we prefer weird things like potato chips from Lay's Philadelphia or box cereal from Torrance, California. We're importing these foods when we have all this gracious land and ocean to provide ourselves from. I'm not saying that that is not an option we have, but how do we make it more affordable and how do we make sure it's healthy? Well, we need to supplement subsidies. We need to get involvement from the community via community farms or community-led initiatives like building a farm for the community. That's how we do it. There's also repealing the Jones Act, but that takes Congress and it's a very hard reach. That's what we would need to do, in my opinion.
With natural disasters happening more often because of climate change, are we ready to protect people here? What will you do to keep us safe?
We are ready to protect our people because we protect each other. But what we need to do to make sure that we're always safe is practice, 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 information, 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 and transparency. I don't know all about this climate change, but I do know that things like Maui wildfires and the HECO infrastructure and the major winds that happened that day all could have been prevented if we informed our community that the infrastructure wasn't up to par, if we were transparent on what expectations would happen during a major climate incident like this, and what practice we needed to practice. There should have been a horn, there should have been a siren, should have been something indicating to people that they weren't safe. So we have the ability to keep people protected, but what we need to do is practice, inform, and be transparent.
My parents both have to work more than one job just to support our family. Why is that? And what would you do to help families not have to struggle so much?
The reason is because everything is so expensive. Every year your lease goes up, it goes up 10%. Every time you go to the grocery store, the price of milk changes. Every time you go to the gas station, it's a quarter more. These things are such a big thing that involves the whole United States that it's really hard to direct and make change in these things. But we can try our best to make changes in our immediate family, whether it's to use public transportation over taking an Uber, or maybe cutting back on the luxury foods that we love and enjoy to something more moderate in price. The best way is to inform about the best opportunities we can get, keeping the transparency with our corporations that feed us, and doing our best to eat something more local grown. That's the best answer I have for you. Thank you so much.
Aloha, I'm Representative David Alcos. I'm running for District 41, which is in ʻEwa Beach, Ocean Point, Kailailoa, Barbers Point, part of Gentry, Campbell Industrial, and a small portion of Ko'olina. I'm running on my second term. In my first term, we did a lot. I learned a lot in my first term. One of my core values is God, family, and community. I grew up on ʻEwa Beach, on an ʻEwa plantation family. I attended all the local schools there. I graduated, proud graduate from James Campbell High School. I also owned my business for over 20 years. I had been working for the unions, had over 100 workers. I We took care of many families and also a football coach in our community for over 20 years by giving back and also helping out nonprofit organizations. Over the past years that I have been dedicated in my community of Ewa Beach where my family grew up, I am David Alcos III. My grandson is David Alcos V. My son is coaching in the community and always giving back. It is a privilege and honor to serve the people of my community and serving my family at the same time. Growing up in my community at James Campbell High School, it's so amazing to see what the achievements and seeing what James Campbell High School have been doing over these past years. We got finance for our football stadium, our sports stadiums. We also got money for our performing arts that we're planning on building. At Oneula Beach Park, our beaches haven't been remodeled or haven't been getting money for making our place look better. We got $3 million in providing a brand new bathroom, a park area. We're getting some extra monies in renovating the parks and creating a livable area condition where we finish work, we can take our kids and go to the beach and enjoy quality time. Now, quality time is very important for us because we're always working for the working family. And that time is important that we have provided access for them to go to the beach. Instead of a homeless person is on the beach taking up all the area, we can provide a use for them and providing that access. And at the same time, providing safety with our families, that those homeless people have a help. I'm working with the State Department of providing shelter for them. We're working right now in getting community wellness for them. You know, not only just working with the homeless out there in our beaches, but we do cleanups in our local areas. We have been cleaning up on North Road, cleaning up at the beaches, and providing beautification into our community. Over the past 3 months, we have been advocating for the Navy to turn over 400 acres to city and county to take over and build a sports complex at Coral Sea Road. That's the area where it have the White Plains Beach, and to build that only for parks and recs and even maybe a racetrack. We have so much work to do in our Ewa Beach community. I am proud that I had the opportunity to be your voices, being able to provide street signs. We provide crosswalks, provide safety in our families, provide education in our families, and to be able to fight for more money that we had neglected for many years in our community. I am blessed to serve you, to serve God, serve our families, and I do want to have much more to give back and continue working for. I'm running, again, as my second term for District 41. With your votes, it really does matter. Only 30% of the voters came out this past year, and we need more of your voices. If you want someone homegrown, local, actually walk the walk, talk the talk, and has been living out there, vote for me, David Alcos. And hopefully that I can meet your needs, meet our family needs that we've been neglected for many years and left behind. I'm a strong advocate. If you guys do want to call me, I'm going to give my cell phone over now. You guys can call me at 808-864-6928. That is my cell phone, personal cell phone. I love to hear from you. Invite me as a coffee talk, and let's build our community and hold our community strong together. With your help, we can get this whole thing done. God bless, aloha, and thank you so much for you guys' time.
Aloha. My name is John Clark III, and I'm running for State Representative District 41, which includes Ewa Beach, Ho'akale, Ocean Point, parts of Ewa Gentry, Kaleloa, and parts of Ko'olina. My decision to seek public office comes from a true love for our community and a vision to help build a better future. As such, I humbly ask for your vote. 15 years ago, when our daughters were at Ewa Beach Elementary School, I would often come home from work and my wife would tell me about something that happened that day at school. Ultimately, I told her, stop complaining, get involved. And boy, did she ever. A few years later, when I expressed frustration about a few things going on in Ewa, she told me, don't complain, get involved. And I have been blessed to be voted back onto the Ewa Neighborhood Board every term since. I believe change is inevitable, and because we know change is going to happen, I believe it is our duty, our kuleana, to shape the future now. My top 3 issues are education, economics, and the environment. In addition to being a veteran, I bring 30 years of experience in business management and community service. I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in business, and I'm what some would call an optimistic leader with a track record of getting things done. My wife and I are total opposites. She has all sisters and no brothers, while I have all brothers and no sisters. I have high blood pressure. She has really low blood pressure. Yes, I like Coca-Cola, and she really likes Pepsi. I'm sharing this story because in my ohana and within our community, we don't have to agree on everything, but we do have to live with one another. Might as well help each other. And that is the reason why we should listen, learn, and love. Love our community and everyone who is a part of it. Our family has a deep connection to ʻEwa Beach, and we are absolutely committed to its growth and success. A little bit more about me. As I stated earlier, I have a Bachelor's of Business, an MBA, but I also have a GED. My first job was at McDonald's when I was 16 years old. I joined the military when I turned 18. And in addition to serving in Iraq in 2004, I have lived all over the world, including Japan, Germany, Guam, Australia, the Philippines, and I have visited almost every state in our nation. Throughout my 3 decades of business experience, I've learned how to work effectively as a team. Working alongside people from every ethnic group and every educational and economic background, I learned that every perspective matters, not just my own personal view. I began serving on the neighborhood board in 2015 when my first official act was to become education chairperson. And as the father of 3 daughters, one of my proudest accomplishments is, while working with the Department of Education and our local legislators, I helped craft legislation that eventually led to the installation of air conditioning in our schools in ʻEwa Beach. Likewise, I work with everyday residents like you and me to obtain funding to get upgraded athletic facilities at James Campbell High School. Today, we have a new football, track, and softball field at James Campbell High School. In 2009, I founded a nonprofit organization that helps teenagers develop lifelong leadership skills. I believe it is my kuleana to help build a culture of trust while making a difference in the lives of everyone. I actually happen to have a trademark mantra for life: accept, adapt, achieve. The question is, what do we want to achieve? Here's what I want to achieve for our communities: better education, better economic plans for the ʻEwa Kapolei area, and a more proactive approach to protecting our environment. Not just protection for the ʻAina and our precious water. I'm also talking about making our community safer for pedestrians, bikers, and drivers. We all need to live together. Accordingly, let's find ways to solve our challenges together. My name is John Clark III, and I'm running for State Representative District 41. As such, I humbly ask for your vote. For more information, please visit voteforclark.com.
Youth advocates have been trying to get flavored tobacco and vape products banned statewide in Hawaii for years, but nothing much has changed. What will you do to make this happen and protect kids' health?
We know vaping continues to be a big problem in schools. Statistics have shown that as many as 1 in 10 middle school students in the islands vape. Shockingly, as many as 1 in 3 high school students vape regularly. That's 1/3 of our future leaders. And despite industry claims that vaping helps smokers quit smoking, it's widely reported that students who use e-cigarettes are 4 times more likely to try regular cigarettes. Vaping is not the only thing that affects our future.
I see a lot of homeless people in our community, and it really bothers me. If you get elected, how will you help them find homes and get the support they need?
Houselessness is a growing challenge across our state and our nation. To be sure, this is a complex issue facing all of us, not just our extended ohana who are houseless, because how we treat our houseless community is an indication of how much we really care about the human race. For me, it's important to remember the contributing factors that can lead to houselessness, whether it's neglectful family situations, domestic violence, mental health issues, a lack of affordable housing, or the continuously increasing cost of living here in Hawaii. As a society, we simply must do better to work together to address these challenges.
Why is food so expensive in Hawaii compared to other places? What would you do to help families like mine afford healthier food?
The cost of living could potentially be addressed by assessing how we apply something called the Jones Act here in Hawaii. Now, the Jones Act is a law that affects how much it costs to ship things to Hawaii, not through the mail, but literally on ships. It's important to know that the Jones Act is a federal law, and the state of Hawaii can only do so much to affect federal legislation. But we can do something. Youth Vote 2024 represents the future. You are the future leaders of not just the state of Hawaii, but also the world. As young people, you are often much more imaginative than us adults. That means you can help us solve these thorny issues. As such, we older adults absolutely need your perspective to help us see things from your point of view. So I pledge to ask our legislators to support a special committee to ensure lawmakers gain the perspective of today's youth on a consistent and permanent basis.
With natural disasters happening more often because of climate change, are we ready to protect people here? What will you do to keep us safe?
In my opinion, addressing big issues like homelessness, the high cost of living, climate change, and preparation for natural disasters requires one big thing, made up of, say, 4 smaller things. That one big thing is a better system of services with enough care, capacity, and investment to meet the needs of all of our community members. This one big system requires 4 things: a solid vision, teamwork, actual resources like money, volunteers, government and business assistance, and empathy. Yes, I said empathy. When we have empathy, we are able to see through the lens of other people's values, their eyes, and their troubles. We all need more empathy.
My parents both have to work more than one job just to support our family. Why is that? And what would you do to help families not have to struggle so much?
To be sure, the answer to this is actually quite complex. However, if I'm elected, 4 things will become the 4 cornerstones of my time in office. I will share my vision with my fellow lawmakers. As a team of legislators with a good vision, we can better utilize existing resources to provide better plans to address these big, important issues. More importantly, I will always seek to remind myself and others to have empathy. When we can look at our friends and neighbors as if they are family, we can begin to see the world in a perspective that is different than ours. Only then can we begin to solve such complex issues.
Aloha, my name is Anthony Makana Paris, and I'm both excited and honored to run for House District 42, representing the vibrant communities of ʻEwa and Kapolei on our beautiful island of Oʻahu. My commitment to serving our district and state is deeply rooted in the wisdom of our kupuna and in the voices of our community. I'm running at the encouragement of my neighbors to breathe new life into our neighborhoods and pave the way for a brighter future for the next generation. Raised in West Oʻahu, I have deep ties to the land. I farmed in Lualua Valley and fished along the shores of Nanakuli. My journey began at Nanakuli Elementary and continued with the support of St. Rita's Faith Community. I faced challenges, including periods of hopelessness, which have shaped my perspective and resolve. From my hardworking family, my mother, a retired janitor and homemaker, and my father, a retired ironworker, I've inherited a profound dedication to community. These values guided me through earning degrees from MIT in environmental engineering, the Jesuit School of Theology at Santa Clara, GTU in philosophy and theology, and a JD from Hawaii's own Richardson School of Law. My diverse experiences includes roles as a teacher, a campus minister, a lab assistant, an advisor to the Hawaii State Judiciary and Labor Committee, and a research analyst for the Iron Worker Stabilization Fund, and a member of the State Central Committee of the Democratic Party. Today, I am proud to call Kapolei my home and serve our community in various capacities. I'm the Neighborhood Board Chair for Makakilo Kapolei Honokaihale, President of Prince Kahia Hawaiian Civic Club Scholarship Fund, First Vice President of the Association of Hawaiian Civic Clubs, and a board member of Waianae Coast Comprehensive Health Center. As we recover from the challenges of COVID-19 and the recent Lahaina fires, it's crucial to complete the rail project efficiently. This will support affordable housing developments around transit hubs, which is essential to addressing the housing crisis. Our community has voiced concerns about several issues, including missing street signs, insufficient crosswalks, speeding, increasing homelessness, graffiti, and neglected playgrounds and parks. Additionally, there is a call for a public pool, and we need to address illegal game rooms, drug houses, chicken fights, brush fires, and the absence of an evacuation shelter for Category 5 hurricanes or other disasters. As Kapolei and ʻEwa continue to grow, it is crucial to resolve long-standing infrastructure challenges, such as connecting Pahika Street to Kapolei Parkway and completing Makakilo Drive. As an island community, we face a range of pressing issues: high living costs, civil rights protection, affordable housing shortages, steep condo insurance fees, traffic congestion, wage inequality for women, rising crime rates, job shortages, food insecurity, aging infrastructure, natural disasters, and sea level rise. Addressing the housing crisis is a critical step towards solving these broader challenges. Fully funding the Office of Hawaiian Affairs and the Department of Hawaiian Homelands is also key to addressing historical injustices against Native Hawaiians and reducing the wait list for housing. When our families have stable homes, we can then focus on other important issues. By working together, we can resolve trust in our local government and invest in initiatives that improve public health and safety, foster job and business growth, and enhance infrastructure, providing affordable and workforce housing, strengthen climate resilience, and ensure a healthy environment for all. I've had the privilege of working alongside many of you to support our community and improve the conditions for working families. Our shared dreams for a better future are within reach if we unite. Let's create a community where everyone has a home, where everyone can thrive, where we can care for each other's well-being, and when we nurture and heal our land. Together, we can recover from COVID-19, prevent future disasters like Lahaina, and build a better Hawaii for our keiki and kupuna to be proud of. I'm Anthony Makana Paris, running for State House District 42 in ʻEwa and Kapolei. Join me in leaving Hawaii a better place for those who come after us. E ho'oululahui aloha. Let's grow our community in aloha. Mahalo.
Youth advocates have been trying to get flavored tobacco and vape products banned statewide in Hawaii for years, but nothing much has changed. What will you do to make this happen and protect kids' health?
Here's how we can tackle this challenge together. Let's launch comprehensive public awareness campaigns to educate parents, teachers, and the community about the dangers of flavored tobacco and vapes. By empowering young people and supporting their advocacy efforts, we can ensure their voices are heard in policy decisions. We'll collaborate closely with healthcare professionals to highlight the health risk and push for well-researched, effective legislation. By utilizing data to demonstrate the effects of these products on youth, we can build partnerships with retailers to facilitate a smooth transition away from flavored products. Through education, youth engagement, and expert collaboration, strong legislation, and diligent enforcement, we can work together to make sure flavored tobacco and vapes do not get into the hands of our youth.
I see a lot of homeless people in our community, and it really bothers me. If you get elected, how will you help them find homes and get the support they need?
To help address the concerns of our houseless neighbors, I'll advocate for family reunification programs to help those without shelter reconnect with supported loved ones, especially for those that live outside of our islands. Next, I'll work to increase affordable housing options by supporting low-income housing projects and explore innovative solutions like tiny homes. We'll also expand essential support services such as mental health, counseling, job training, and financial literacy programs to take out the root causes of homelessness. We'll invest in prevention programs, including rental assistance and legal aid to help families remain in their homes during times of crises. Our approach will involve enhancing outreach efforts to connect individuals with critical services, supporting Housing First initiatives, which I strongly endorse based on personal experience. We'll also work to create job opportunities and expand healthcare access to those who have experienced homelessness.
Why is food so expensive in Hawaii compared to other places? What would you do to help families like mine afford healthier food?
I will champion investments in Hawaii's local agriculture, urban and vertical farming, and growing food on our school campuses. Expanding access to nutritional assistance programs like SNAP and WIC, as well as supporting our community food banks, is crucial. Additionally, I will support initiatives that incentivize the purchase of healthy foods, including discounts on fruit and vegetables, and making it easier to use these benefits at farmers markets. To support our small and local farmers, I will advocate for affordable land access, reliable water resources, and financial aid. I also support linking cash crop licenses, such as adult use recreational marijuana, to local food production. Additionally, I will prioritize investments in infrastructure, technical training, and sustainable farming practices to bolster our agricultural community. By working together on these efforts and strategies, we can make healthier food more accessible to Hawaii's ohana.
With natural disasters happening more often because of climate change, are we ready to protect people here? What will you do to keep us safe?
We'll collaborate to update our emergency preparedness plans, ensuring that we have detailed evacuation procedures and strong communication systems to keep everyone safe and informed. We'll work alongside local leaders to push for resilient infrastructure investments. This means strengthening roads, bridges, and moving utilities underground to minimize damage during disasters. We'll also support initiatives to upgrade our schools, turning them into evacuation and post-disaster shelters, particularly in high-risk and rural areas. We'll champion a Mauka retreat strategy, which involves stopping new developments in flood-prone areas and focusing on restoring wetlands, coral reefs, and public beach spaces to serve as a natural barrier against future storms. Addressing climate change is essential. We'll promote renewable energy projects like solar panels and micro-wind turbines on public buildings and advocate for emissions reductions and expanded EV infrastructure.
My parents both have to work more than one job just to support our family. Why is that? And what would you do to help families not have to struggle so much?
Let's commit to raising the minimum wage to a living wage so full-time workers can reliably support their families and meet essential needs. We'll advocate for fair wages and benefits, promoting policies that encourage competitive pay, health insurance, and paid family leave. We'll also focus on expanding access to affordable child and kupuna care by increasing funding for assistance programs and supporting the development of high-quality, affordable options. Exploring innovative solutions like a 24-hour care facility to help these working families with irregular hours or on night shifts. Addressing the high cost of housing is crucial. We're championing affordable housing initiatives, including rental assistance and support for first-time homebuyers. Now, how do we pay for all of this? By taxing the people that leave their homes empty. I propose an empty home surcharge on all houses that are empty in these islands because they should be housing our families.